Welcome to this lecture. So in the previous couple of lectures we just made this HTML document, and another one is this code, which is the JavaScript file, which will be calling some method over here to just call this PHP file and just inject these keys to the new image file. So which is basically getting a request, or basically what we say, the image file, or sending data as a GET request by creating this new image. So let's create a new file again, and this file now will be our keylogger file, which is the PHP file, which will be responsible to inject the code, or basically the string. So first of all, let me save this, and this one would be keylogger.php. So if you just remember, we had made use of this keylogger in this here, which is keylogger.php. so this name should be same as here. So let's create this PHP file. So we haven't studied anything about this PHP, but it is simple file, so you need not to be worried about this. This is simple file. I'll show you what is happening over here, as we have not studied the PHP in these courses, but it is simple PHP file, so don't worry. So first of all, what we just did here was we just open the PHP tag and we just close. So same as script. So we what normally do is opening the script tag and closing the script tag is same as here for the PHP. It is opening the PHP tag and the closing the PHP tag. So after that, simply go here and create the variable. So if you remember, creating a variable in JavaScript is with var keyword, but in the case of PHP it will be starting with a $sign. It doesn't need any data type. So I'll just create this abc, which is the folder, and I'll just make use of this $sign and post. So let me show you what is happening over here. So I'm just getting, or basically creating a variable abc and saving the data text box into it. So I'll say something like, let me say search for. So what we are doing here is we are just getting the content. This is referring to JavaScript. So if I just see here, and if I just find here search for, then you could see we have something like here, that is the name, input field with the name. So this input field is, let me go here, this is that input field with the name. So we are just getting, so this is basically the source for the name here. So we are just getting this source for in the keylogger. We are just using this global variable, or basically we are just creating this abc variable and saving the data text box into it. So that is the way of using this post. Post is basically same as post request. It is the global variable, so it need not to be created with something like this. It is a global variable, means it will be visible, or it will be visible in any scope in this JavaScript, or basically in this scope. So it will be visible anyway. So let me just close this syntax first, and that is we just created the abc variable. After that, we'll just make use of this log file. So I'll just say log file, which will be opening the data. So first of all, we haven't created some folder over here, so let me just create the new file, which will just record our keystroke. So I'll just say something that is data.txt. so this is our data.txt file. So open this in here. So we'll just say open the data.txt, and I want to make use of this append mode. So it should be inside this single quote, and the append plus is basically we want to open this file, which is data.txt, in append mode. So we have opened this file now, which will just record our keystroke. So we'll just write that keystroke in this file now with this fwrite method, which is the method of file handling, and it is the method of PHP. So we want to write in this log file with the content of abc, which is basically this abc. So we are just writing the content of abc into data.txt. Now after you write, you have to close that file. So we are just closing the file that has been opened, which is obviously the log file. So this is the PHP code. So we are just searching for this search for, which is basically over here, which is this name field. If you go here, that this field has the name is search for. So we're just getting that field, we're just getting the data of that field and storing in ABC. We're just appending or basically opening the file, which is this file what we just created over here. If it is not created, it will simply create the new one for you, and in the append mode, it is opened in the append mode, it will just write the content of ABC in the log file. It will close that log file. So simple is this PHP file. So I have just created now the PHP file. Let me save this one. Now next thing what you need to do is you have to go maybe in the code.js, or not in code.js, it is in key.html. so you have to include that code.js file, which is obviously your JavaScript file, in this folder. So let's do that real quick. So let me see, let me just inject that in body. So where is your body? So body is over here. So I'll just inject right over here after this body. Maybe let's see, it has some function over here, the JavaScript function, and this script is over here, it is close here. So body is over here, and let's see where we can inject. So you can inject anyway. This is navigation bar. So let me just inject somewhere here, it doesn't really matter, but I'll just inject right here before the head, or maybe after this body. So I'll just script, and instead of this type I'll just say src, and I'll just inject our code.js. So this is our code.js, which is this file. It will just call this keylogger.php and make sure this keylogger.php is stored in the same folder over here. So now let's save everything and go back here. Now let's open our XAMPP server because it is hosted in the XAMPP. So I'll just start my XAMPP server again. So let me just start it. And now what you need to do is open your browser, and it should be 127, which is your local host, and instead of dashboard it should be the folder which is keylogger, and inside that keylogger you have your key.html. so this is our page of the HTML. So now what you need to do is you need to just put here something. So I'll just say hello. So I'll just pass this hello. Let's see if this is recorded or not. So all you need to do is go to the C, XAMPP, and htdocs. It should be in keylogger, and the data is created over here because we had created the before. And let's see, it has recorded right here. The hello has recorded. So you can just put anything over here and see. So now let's see that if I just delete this, that is the data, and now when I just see over here, now okay, let me again delete this, and okay, it is already created because something is going on here. So you could see that if I also delete, and if I just try to do anything over here, then even if I space, then data is created, because this was due to the append mode we had created in here, that is in the PHP file, that is in this append mode, or basically not append mode, it is due to the open. So this is the command that is going to just create a new file if the file is not there already. That means we had deleted that file. So let me just go again, and we had deleted this data file from here, but when you just go over here and started to write anything, even if anything over here, then it will just create that data folder for you. because that is of this open, and it is going to create the new one if there is not. So we are just searching for this name in this HTML, which is the field, and that field is over here. You can also pass the query, or basically the code right here, and this is the simple basic JavaScript keylogger. You can make advanced keylogger and you can search for this, but it is the simple keylogger. You can simply make use of this PHP file. We haven't learned about the PHP in this course, so I have not gone through advanced code of the PHP. It is a simple way to create the global variable, which is post global variable. It is same as saying post the content of that field, which is this field, into ABC and create me a new file, post that content of ABC to this log file and close that file, so that we'll see the log file. So this is a simple keylogger which is based on this JavaScript and PHP and obviously the HTML code. So this will be wrap for this lecture. See you in the next one.